Hey guys, I'm going to do a quick mock run of my table layout for the Pacific Northwest Custom Invitational. So let's go ahead and get started with the labels. First of all, these are going to really make things easy. First come, first serve, auction, lottery. These are available when doors open. I'm not going to sell a single thing before the doors are open. So once the show's up and running, these are all free for the taking. Please be mindful of your neighbors. So I know first come, first serve can be hectic, but I've got plenty of knives. There's extras back here. So if you want something, go ahead and pick it up. Move out of the way of your neighbors if they're trying to grab stuff, and just wait your turn to pay for the knife, okay? The Callies in the front here all have duplicates. So there's 2 of each of these. So if you want the carbon fiber, there's one right there. There's an extra one. So if somebody grabs this one, you're like, oh shoot, that's the one I wanted. Say, hey Jesse, I want that one. And then I will make sure you get that one when you're ready. What else? The Super Samsaras are all one of a kind except for the Dayglow. Got a duplicate. Details are on the cards. So if you want to know the price, all you have to do is pick this up and it's on the card, as well as the model, steel, handle material. Important note on steel. I've got, I think, 4 different steels on the table, across all these models. So if you're expecting something like Vanax, please check your labels. For the most part, the Callies are Vanax. Super Samsara's AEBL, Super Gold 2 on the signature stuff. But there is a couple mix-ins there, so just be aware. I think that's pretty self-explanatory on the first come, first serve. I've got, what do I got here? 8, 12, 13 first come, first serve knives, so that's quite a few. Like I said, just try to keep it orderly. More than anything, I'm concerned for people's safety, so just be aware of your neighbors. Don't be waving knives around or setting knives down too close to one another. Or, if someone's reaching across, be mindful of their arm while you're picking something up, all that fun stuff. And don't lean on my table. I've seen tables get knocked over and it's not a good time. Lottery. So I've got 6 lottery pieces. The prototype flippers, Tonto Callies, which I've got duplicates of here in just different backspacer configurations. And this Archon is also included in the lottery. So I've got a master sheet. And so how this is going to work is everybody's going to write their names down who want to participate, and I will pull 6 winners for the 6 knives, and I'm going to highlight those winners. So let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 have been pulled. If number 1 is up here waiting to see the lottery pull, and bam, their name is highlighted, great. Pick up your knife, and we'll get you squared away, paid for, all that stuff. If, let's say, I do the drawing and nobody's here, which is totally fine. You don't have to be present. You just need to show up within 15 minutes. But let's say I pull all 6 names and nobody was present at the drawing. Whoever shows up first is going to get first pick. So let's say number 4 shows up and they want the first Tonto Callie. Great, it's theirs. At the last few lotteries I've done, I've had people waiting on number 1 to show up, and they don't show up for 15 minutes, and then I move on to the next person, and sometimes that person doesn't show up, and you have people waiting, frustrated because someone's not showing up, or they're doing something else, or they didn't want the knife, or whatever the case. It just holds the whole flow up. So I'm sure someone's going to be upset with this format for some reason or another, but there's no perfect way to do it that I'm aware of, and to me, this is going to be the most efficient means of pulling this lottery. So if you want something, maybe it is best that you be ready at the table to see your name show up, and if you don't get pulled, that's fine. After 15 minutes, if there's anything left here, I'm going to just pull the lottery altogether. I'm not going to redraw because that just adds more weighting to the whole equation. I'm just going to pull the sheet after 15 minutes, and these will all be available. First come, first serve. So keep that in mind. Same thing with pricing. It is on the card, as well as the other details. Let's see, I think that should be it for the lottery. And if anybody has any questions on any of this, obviously feel free to shoot me a message or comment on this or whatever you want. Auctions. So I've got 2 auctions here. Number 1 is the Damasteel M75. Number 2 is the Samsara. Auction number 1, I am including online bidders. So if I get an online bid, I'm going to write online and then write the number, and it's just going to be like the person is there, but I'll be basically a proxy for them. Auction number 2, show exclusive, no online bidders. I'm not going to be writing anything on there. It will be, whoever's here is doing that. Closes at 1:45. This closes at 2. So there's no, there's overlap, but the closing of the auctions won't interfere with one another. 5-minute no sniping on both. Pretty self-explanatory. If someone bids right at 1:44, I'm going to tack on a few minutes. And if it hits, 1:49 or whatever, we'll close it. But I want to make sure that we have sufficient time for people to think about their bids, and if they want to win and they want to throw in an extra bid or talk to somebody about it, or there's an online guy messaging me on this one, they have time to do so. So details are on the auction cards. If you have any questions, obviously the signature pieces are more complex. I'm happy to talk about them. Everybody is welcome to handle everything on the table, but I would really prefer you ask permission to handle the signature pieces, including the Archon. And if you're not a serious buyer for any of these, that's fine. You could, like I said, you can handle it, but please don't be playing with it, flicking it around, wrist flicking it, fidgeting with it for 5 minutes, because these are really special. And I want the person who's buying them to be the one to, do all that. And, it's their knife. And, if they're going to spend, more money than the standard line, I don't want them to get something that's been, flicked around for 3 hours of, 3 hours of time already. I want them to be the ones who are breaking the knife in and doing all that stuff. I'm picky about that, and I think that's fine. So please be mindful of how much you're playing with the signature pieces. As far as payments go, cash is preferred. I did do show special pricing on stuff. So some of it is normal pricing, but like on the Vanax, there's typically an upcharge. I removed the upcharge and I made everything is divisible by 100. So there's no need for doing a bunch of change. With how many knives I have, I didn't want to have a just endless stack of $5 bills. So I tried to make things simple. And yeah, so that's that. Oh, and sorry. So payments, cash is preferred. I do have a card reader. Be mindful, it's slower, and it's kind of a pain, especially when you're doing first come, first serve. I've had people waiting on me in the past, but if that's your option, I'm okay with it. Okay, I just got to make it known that it is going to be a little slower. So that's pretty much it, guys. If anybody has any questions, let me know. I think I covered pretty much everything. I'm really excited. Hope everybody has safe travels to the show, and let's have some fun. Thanks, guys.